What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. As we know, Dr. Umar Johnson recently stopped by the Joe Budden podcast, where he had a back and forth debate with one of the hosts by the name of Ish. And I like Ish on the podcast. He's a very intelligent guy. Not in this case though. And I want you to listen to the exchange because Ish has a white girlfriend or a white wife, and I want you to hear what the exchange is between him and Dr. Umar.
My manager that he hired to come in here and clean this motherfucking apartment. Joe might not know who the cleans this
Something
apartment.
just hit me.
Shoot.
Are you mixed race?
No.
Or you a bunny hopper?
Yes. That's
why you have a liberal perspective.
That's not true. That's not
because you go home to a white woman.
Yes, but that's not true. I felt this way before I met my white girlfriend.
So help me understand how you could be so passionate about the black.
I'm passionate. I'm an objective thinker. I don't. If something makes sense.
So you have no loyalty to the black community.
No, I do have. I probably employ more blacks than you.
Okay, so help me understand that you employ more blacks than me, but you go home to a white woman. Why you don't have a black woman?
Because I fell in love with a white woman, not a black.
Why didn't you fall in love with a black woman?
I did. I fell in love with a black woman. We broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you fall in love with another black woman?
I did that too. We broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you get another one and another one and another one until you found the right one?
Because I met a white woman that I fell in love with, and that's the person that
and
I
you're
went to
being disingenuous about
That's not
something.
true.
And let me tell you what you're being disingenuous about.
True.
Romance is a function of focus and opportunity. If I want to date an Asian, I'm going to put myself around Asian women so I can find one. If I want to date a Latino, I'm going to put myself around Latino women so I can date one. If you wanted to marry a black woman, you would have put yourself around black women so you can find one. So how did you end up with the Caucasian? No disrespect to her.
No, not at all. What I'm telling you is the places that I go socially are not just monolithic.
So what? I went to a white college, white job. I never bunny hopped.
Listen to my question. Let me answer you. That wasn't my priority. My priority wasn't, I'm not closed off to dating Latino women. I'm not closed off to dating Asian women. I'm not closed off to dating white women. So again, in my search for romance, all of those things were on the table.
But you do understand that by not being with a black woman, you undermine the success of the black community.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion. Then tell me how the black community benefits from you having a white woman.
If I lend to the financial uplifting of that community, one. That's one thing. Two, if I'm helping to educate the people in that particular community, that's a benefit.
Does not your white woman benefit more from your economics than any black person?
Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
So why can't they both be mutually beneficial?
You want to know why? Because she belongs to the group that is responsible for the historical oppression of your race.
So
why would you voluntarily go over and marry into that? Because when you marry the woman, you don't just marry the woman or date the woman. You're dating her community and her culture. And given the history of us and them, why would you dare align yourself with that if you care about us?
Let me ask you a question. I want you to let me get my answers out.
Go ahead.
So hypothetically.
And so the comments about, Eminem and hip hop, why he shouldn't be considered in this debate is really being talked about a lot on social media. And so there is a brother by the name of Mark Cruz who has decided to reply to this. And I want you to listen to the stitch.
Why are black men so addicted to white women at a rate more than any other man in this country?
Knock it off, Umar. Just knock it off. For the sake of the black community, just knock it off. Because black men are gonna do what they wanna do regardless. They ain't gonna give a damn what you say. So you need to stop criticizing them for dating outside their race and stay in your own place. After all, you did not do anything for the black community. But what you did do is create 2 single moms that you did not marry. So when you want to say that successful black men don't value black women, we need to put your ass in that category too, because you did not marry none of your kids' moms. So what you need to do is mind your own trash in your own backyard and mind your own business.
So firstly, let me just say this. Me and brother Mark Cruz, he's a great subscriber of mine. He sends me a lot of great stories. I love our brother. We do differ when it comes to the whole situation and ideology of interracial dating. Me personally, I don't care what anybody else does. I personally disagree with Ish's stance on it. I'm more aligned with Dr. Umar Johnson stance. Those of you who know me understand that. However, we can't get around what Brother Mark is talking about. For a man like Dr. Umar Johnson, who you would think he would be infallible or something, I mean, the guy doesn't have the best track record. And I know we want to deal with what he's talking about. And what he's talking about may make sense to some people. But then again, you have to also understand we can't get around who is talking. Because the person who is talking should have evidence of living the lifestyle in which he's talking about. And it is true. Umar has not married a black woman, which, okay, that's fine. That wouldn't be that bad, but you have 2 baby mamas. That's the concerning thing that a lot of black men just can't get around. You have 2 baby mamas, not 1, but 2, that you're not in the house. You're still going out here actively dating. You're not in a 2-parent home. You know, you're not doing anything for the black community. You know, you're out there doing nothing. You're just running your mouth. And so when you basically come out and start talking about what black men should be doing, all we're going to do is look at, you know, what you're doing. And for a guy that has so many opinions, we don't see you doing half the things that you're talking about. And when black men that are dealing with white women or dealing with whatever, they're going to look at you and be like, bro, you don't do nothing yourself. For a person that loves black women, why are you not so committed to them? You're committed to making money off them. That's one thing for sure. You know, we know you love begging for donations from them, but you're not living what you're talking about. And a lot of times, this is why I'm gonna say this is true. When you're dealing with black men in general, it's easy to fool women by words. Let me say that it's easier. Women are more emotional. That's why there's so many pastors in church. It's very difficult. Okay, you might have, a man's support here and there for a while at first, but once they start looking at your character, those men are going to be like, wait a minute, hold on, man. This guy is not doing what he's talking about. This guy is not living what he's talking about. So, you know, he's not legit. You know, I need to go ahead on and basically take my support from the guy. Because he's not even dealing with his own backyard. And men are like that. When you're talking about something, it's very important for a man to say, you know what? Are you dealing with what you're talking about? Are you? Or are you not living what you're talking about? And Dr. Umar goes across the Pan-African world trying to explain something to black men that he's not living. If you have a black man who is doing something for the community, or he's with a white woman or an Asian woman, and he's married, and he's with his family. Let's say that's the truth. And he's not. Well, who are you going to listen to? I mean, who are you going to listen to? You're not going to listen to Umar because Umar is not serious. And everybody knows that Umar is not serious. And that's the whole thing. You know, he's not. So when we talk about that and everything, you know, Umar is not doing what he's supposed to do. And it's just sad. I mean, we're going to be honest. And a lot of black men are like that, you know, trying to tell the brothers what they need to do. And black men going to be clapping back all the time. So Umar is going to continue to lose. I remember in 2015, for example, for those of you, when Umar really first came out, man, he had so many black men supporting him in 2015. A lot. Obsidian used to be a huge supporter of Umar. A lot. And now, man. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Mac at it again with an episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.